Hi, hope you had a great day. You're watching JFG Entertainment, and for this video, I'm going to be giving you my spoiler review for episode 1 and 2 of Hawkeye, which just came out today on Disney Plus. And yeah, I can't talk about it. I don't want to talk about it without any restrictions, which is why I'm going to do a spoiler review. So I'm going to have theories for you, Easter eggs, and just like things that I really liked in the show and things that I didn't like that I wish they could have done better. And yeah, that's what I'm giving you in this review, spoiler review. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. I think it's just fun to talk about the show. So hopefully you enjoy the show, and tell me what you thought about it in the comments. Actually, what do you think about the first two episodes of Hawkeye? This is a spoiler review, so you can leave down your spoilers down in the comments. But tell me what you thought about it. I'm definitely very curious. So yeah, and also make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video, so you can get a lot more content. I'll be covering Hawkeye reviews all over the place. So definitely make sure to subscribe. I'm gonna be making probably multiple videos about these first two episodes, so also subscribe for that. And lastly, leave a like if you can. It really helps out videos and everything. So please leave a like if you enjoy this video. And yeah, let's get started with this spoiler review. Okay, so first episode of Hawkeye, what did I think about it? Were they good? Were they bad? Were they in the middle? Let's start with my general thoughts. So first of all, I think the first episodes of Hawkeye were good, but I don't think they were great. I just think they were good, to be honest. I was a little disappointed because I had expectations really high for this show after the first reactions to reviews came out saying that it was really, really good and saying that it was probably the best premiere. And it was definitely not. Loki definitely had, in my opinion, better premiere episodes. Like the first two episodes were way better for Loki than these. But I still think that these episodes were good. I still think that they were like good. To be honest, I really enjoyed them. But I don't think that like, they were great. I think they were like a good level. You know, they were good, but they weren't great. They were just good. They were there. They were good. Probably like a 7.5 or 8. That's probably where I would put these two episodes. And yeah, I think that's a pretty good ranking. I think that's pretty good. It's not like great. It's not like 9 or 10 or anything like that. But it's like, yeah, that's good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the first two episodes generally. I did really enjoy what they did, the decisions they took and everything. But there's some things I didn't like, and it's just kind of the show vibe. So let's get started with the spoiler review. Let's start with the opening scene. And the opening scene was really cool, to be honest. I really enjoyed it. It was like Kate Bishop, with her father and mother relationship and everything, and it really quickly sets up her family, which I really enjoyed. Plus, at the same time, we get to see where she got the information of Hawkeye from, obviously from that Avengers fight, which as soon as the 2012 popped up, I was like, they're doing the Avengers fight. I'm so hyped up for it. I was like, yes, let's see this from a different perspective, because that's one of my favorite things from the MCU, whenever they do things from a different perspective. Like, for example, the blip, whenever they did that in WandaVision, whenever we saw the blip happening in the hospital, great thing. I really, really enjoy that, and I really enjoy whenever the MCU does that type of stuff. So I really enjoyed that aspect of the scene, just a different perspective to see it. Also, it was just kind of cool how it was filmed with the building falling down and everything. I thought it was pretty cool. I didn't think it was very touching. I wish I would have seen like the daughter see her dad die or something, or the dad sacrificing herself for the daughter or something. I think that would have been way more touching, because I thought it was missing a little bit of like, oh, this is really sad. It was more like, oh, this is really cool, than, oh, this is really sad. You know what I mean? So hopefully I really wish that they would have done that, but oh well, doesn't matter. It was still like a really small scene to the show, but it was a really effective way to set up everything while starting with a really cool scene. So yeah, that was cool. I know a lot of people were saying, oh, I can't wait to watch the opening scene. It wasn't like that great. It was just a good scene. It was a really good, solid scene. Okay, moving on from that, we go to the Rogers musical, which I thought was pretty cool, to me. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Rogers musical and everything. I obviously felt like it was kind of disrespectful. I was like, so many people died that day, and it's being treated like a joke, you know what I mean? And I was like, that I don't know how I feel about this. So that's why I was like, I was kind of like a Hawkeye. I was like, I don't think this is the appropriate thing to do, especially with so many of these Avengers died, you know what I mean? So I was like, I don't know how to feel about it. But still, the scene itself was really, really good. Seeing Hawkeye get sad over Black Widow and the hearing aid thing and everything was really, really cool. And something I felt very touching was whenever he went to the restroom, and then it said on the top of the thing, Thanos was right. That was very, very touching for me. I was like, I can only imagine what this guy's going through right now. Like, he must be like mad because he suffered so much because of Thanos' decision, and so many of his colleagues suffered. Natasha sacrificed herself to bring back his decision, only for some jerk to say Thanos was right. You know what I mean? So I felt very bad for him. I was like, wow. So at that moment of the show, I was really digging the show. I was like, oh, this is awesome. We're really gonna explore his grief and everything. And here's what one of my main problems comes with the show, because after those scenes, after he talks with his daughter outside of the musical thing, the grief is like not exist anymore. We don't ever touch it again in the show for the next two episodes at least. For the rest of the two episodes at least, which I was really sad, because that was one of my favorite aspects going into the show, and that was something I was very much looking forward to. I was like, his best friend just died. How does he react to this? And there was definitely some reaction at the very start. it was never mentioned again. It was never touched on again, and I was like, come on, give me something more. You know what I mean? Give me something more. I didn't really enjoy that. So that's one of my main problems, and that actually goes on through a lot because Hawkeye has so much stuff going on, so much internal conflict going on. His mourning of Natasha, his hearing loss, his regret of being Ronin, and then his family on top of it and everything. And I feel like there's nowhere near enough time developed on those plots. Like I think those plots like get a mention and then they gotta get popped off. For example, his hearing loss, that should be super important. We should be like, okay, something really important. Instead, it gets in a throwaway line, and I was like, oh wow, it was just a line. Come on, show me more. Show me more. Like whenever he was like, how did you get it anyways? And then he just had a flashbacks to different situations, and that was it. I was like, what? It would have been so cool if they showed a scene of like an Avengers Endgame or something, or Avengers 1 or whatever. Whenever there's like an explosion or something, and you hear him like slowly start losing his hearing in that moment. That would have been so much better of a scene than him just being like, I don't really know, and then like you just get all these flashes. I'm not saying it was bad, but I'm just saying it could have done way better. You know what I mean? That was my problem with it. It had those plot lines could have been explored way better instead of just getting mentioned. The mourning of Natasha, like I said, it was barely used in this show. One at the very start, which I really didn't like. The regret of being Ronin was used a little bit and then kind of just thrown away to be more like you can't put on that suit because he made a lot of enemies instead of actually exploring his decision to become Ronin and how it affects him emotionally right now. You know what I mean? I wish that we got that. I think we still might get that in the next 4 episodes. Like I said, this is only the first 2, but for so far, so okay. You know what I mean? And this is especially sad since we do see like a scene with him like battling like fake people with fake swords and everything. That scene in episode 2. And while it was definitely a pretty cool scene, I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. I was like, but we could be spending this time like getting some character development for Hawkeye, which definitely needs it. And we could have spent more time on showing some actual really deep emotional stuff with Clint, which he has the potential to by far because so many things have happened to him and we haven't really explored him. So we can explore so much of him emotionally. And instead we get this, you know what I mean? So that was one of my main problems with this show. It's just I wish it would have gone more deep into his internal conflict instead of being a little bit more playful with the show. And I get it, it's trying to get to the holiday spirit and everything, but it was like, don't do that. Please give him his please give us like those scenes of like internal conflict and everything instead of like this fun and games type of thing. You know what I mean? I really wish it would have gone more that direction than this direction. That's kind of what I would have wished. But still, I thought Clint's character was done very well. Jeremy Renner is playing him probably the best like he's ever had. Like just with face acting himself, I think he portrayed a lot of the character. And he was very like calm. Like you can tell that he's gone through a lot just because of the way he talked to other people and everything. He also had incredible chemistry with Kate Bishop. To be honest, I really enjoyed their chemistry together. I thought he was great in the role. Unfortunately, I just don't think the script really did a lot of interesting stuff with Clint, at least not yet. Hopefully they do go deeper into his exploration and his internal conflict, but we're not there yet. Hopefully, just really hoping that they do. Okay, moving on to another character, and that is Kate Bishop. And Kate Bishop is great. I mean, she's really incredible. I was like, yes, Kate Bishop is awesome. But also, she kind of seems to be like the main character of the show. Is it just me? I mean, I thought she had some more screen time. I thought she had more importance to the show, at least. Especially in the first episode, I thought she had a lot more screen time. So I do feel like Kate Bishop is honestly the main character of the show, which I'm not complaining. I thought she was great. I really enjoy Kate Bishop. High Stanfield does a great job as Kate Bishop. I mean, she does an amazing job, and which is really cool, really cool. I'm really happy for her. She's been doing great lately. I just watched Arcane, and I actually really enjoyed her portrayal and voice work as Vi. I thought she did a great job as that. And you want to check out my Arcane video, you can check it out right here, link in the corner. But yeah, I thought she did a great job in that show, and she's doing a great job here. So I can only wait to see what else she does with the role, especially as they start getting more towards the finale and everything. I wonder what she's gonna do with the role in those more intense moments. I'm definitely very curious. So far, it's definitely very in line with Kate Bishop. I mean, it's like she was born to play Kate Bishop. Like she's perfectly in line. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. But yeah, it's more like the Kate Bishop show. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of problems with that. But personally, me, I enjoy it. I don't really care that much for it. I just do wish that they gave more explanation to Hawkeye's internal conflict while still keeping the great Kate Bishop stuff, because I really think that her character is great and her story is really good. But yeah, so let's start going to Kate Bishop. So first we start to see like the scene where like she shoots the veil and everything gets destroyed, which was like, what the, I can't believe he just destroyed the whole clock tower, the whole bell tower, which was really funny. And then like we found out that she's really rich now. Like she paid for that clock tower, so she has big money. You know what I mean? And yeah, so she's really rich. We found out that her mom is the security the owner of a security company, and we found out that she's now engaged to a different person. If I remember right, Jack. That's what his name, Jack. So yeah, there we go. We got the basic setup and everything. Then we go to like this charity thing. She gets threatened by somebody. There's like the black market stuff and everything, which is how she gets the Ronin thing and everything. So that whole thing was pretty good and everything. So that first episode really did a lot of setup for Kate Bishop's story. I think like incredibly well. So let's start going to some theories. So at the end of that episode, we see that somebody gets murdered, and that somebody is the person that threatened the mom of Kate Bishop. Now, Kate Bishop very clearly thinks that it was Jack. She definitely thinks that it's Jack because of the sword and everything. She definitely thinks it's Jack. He had motive and everything. However, it's not Jack. He's too much like the red herring of the show. Like, he's definitely the red herring of the show. He's the guy that they want you to be that it's him, but it's definitely not him. It's for sure the mom. I 100% think it's the mom. She definitely seems very secretive. She definitely seems like super secretive. She barely says anything. She's the owner of a security company, so I wouldn't be surprised if she had something to do with that as well. And she just seems to know a lot of stuff that we don't. She seems really mysterious and everything. And I'm sure it's the mom. I mean, in the comics, Kate Bishop's dad is evil, but here that can't be the case because guess what? Kate Bishop's dad is dead. So then it would make sense that it's the mom instead. However, I can see why people say it's Jack because first the show does very well I get him as the red herring, but also because he swords fight a lot and everything, and he was good by sword, and we obviously saw him steal the sword of Ronin and everything. But this actually makes sense because in the comics he's actually what's his name? The swordsman. That's what his name is. He's actually a swordsman in the comics, which is a pretty cool character. He's sometimes a villain. He's sometimes an anti-hero. Sometimes, occasionally, very rarely, he's a hero. So I don't think he's gonna be a bad guy. I think he's gonna be a good guy. He's probably gonna die at the end of the series, to be honest. But I think he's gonna be a good guy. I think he's probably gonna die by the mom. Like, the mom's probably gonna kill him after he discovers the truth. My bad. But he's definitely a good guy. I think so. He definitely has some secrets of his own, especially him knowing how to fight for sure. So I'll definitely expect an action sequence between him and Kate Bishop and the mom. I think that will definitely be something to expect for sure. But yeah, he seems like a great character too. I don't know the actor, but he's doing a great job with him. He's very likable, very charismatic, while at the same time you're like, I hate you at the same time. So he's definitely that type of person, which I really like. I really enjoy those type of characters in these shows. John Walker was great, and like in Falcon Soldier, for example, and everything. So those type of characters always make shows better. But yeah, definitely they really teased Jack versus Kate Bishop fight with the second episode whenever they're sword fighting. So I think we might get a rematch of that whenever maybe Jack is still on the mom's side and then he realizes that the mom's evil or something. But yeah, definitely there's something sus about Jack, but I don't think it's that he's bad. I think it's just that he's swordsman, you know what I mean? But the mom is definitely, I think, the murderer of, I forgot the guy's name, but she's definitely the murderer. And based on my opinion, she's definitely it. So hopefully they don't take so long to cover this mystery, because I think it's pretty obvious. Hopefully it's not like a huge reveal, but I think it's definitely very obvious. So yeah. Also, moving on to the action sequences. I think the action sequences are mid, to be honest. I don't think they were great. I didn't get impressed by any of them, but I also don't think they're better in any sense. I think they're just mid, to be honest. I thought like, oh, that's pretty cool, but not like, oh, what, or like, oh, no. I thought they were just pretty mid, to be honest. I found them more like kind of like Arrow action sequences. Instead that Arrow has like better action sequences in every episode, so I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. You know what I mean? The Arrow has like 8 different seasons of like full of action sequence in almost every episode, and for like this to be on par with like an action sequence of almost every episode of Arrow, I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? So I wish they had better action sequences. The action sequence that they showed for the Disney Plus preview on Disney Plus Day was like really, really good. It was like a whole one shot in a car chase and everything. So hopefully when they do up their game in action sequences, I definitely have hope for that. But so far the action sequences are okay. But yeah, also the show kind of has like this black and white type of thing. Like the evil people are very obviously evil, and the good guys are very obviously the good guys. Hopefully that gets to change, because that's something that kind of makes it feel a little bit generic to me. You know what I mean? But Falcon Soldier tried to do something very interesting. I thought Loki did something especially interesting with the TVA and everything, and the Loki variant Sylvie. So I thought that was very interesting. But WandaVision even did something kind of interesting with that. So really hoping that they don't just keep it black and white, really hoping that they add layers to everything. But yeah, so far for sure, definitely enjoying it. Can't wait to see how Yelena comes into the mix, because I'm definitely very happy to see Yelena in the show. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to the most, I think. Also, for a lot of people that don't know who the last person in the second episode was, her name is Echo, and Echo is like a deaf person, if I'm right, and that's why she does the hand signals and everything. In the comics, her parents got murdered by Kingpin, but she doesn't know that, or at least she didn't know that. Kingpin adopted her, and then Kingpin told her that it was Daredevil's fault that their parents died, so she tried to hunt Daredevil down, and then Daredevil confessed the truth, and then she found out that it was actually Kingpin, and then she had to go Kingpin. So it's a very kind of complicated story, but that's basically her story. And I definitely expect that Kingpin's gonna show up and that he's actually behind it. A lot of rumors have been saying that's true at the end of episode 4, and I definitely expect that to happen. But for now, Echo would do. Or maybe they're making the story change a little bit, and maybe they're making like Echo thinks that Ronin killed her parents, which I think would make a lot of sense. It would definitely fit Hawkeye very, very well. So I think that's definitely what's gonna happen for the show. And so yeah, that's my spoiler review for Hawkeye. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please leave a like. It'll be very helpful. It really helps our videos, so please leave a like, please. As well, subscribe for a lot more videos like this, probably weekly. I'm probably gonna do a spoiler review for each episode weekly. So subscribe if you're enjoying these videos, and let me know if you want more spoiler reviews like this. Or what else would you like me to do? Like breakdown, theory videos, and type of stuff. Definitely make sure to tell me that down in the comments. As well as tell me your own thoughts on this episode spoilery down in the comments. I'm definitely very, very curious. And yeah, that's my thoughts. Definitely. Also, forgot to mention, definitely enjoy the holiday setting. I thought it was pretty cool, so definitely enjoy the holiday setting. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And this is GH Entertainment, out.